Welcome, Sagittarius, to the month of August 2017. I'm Megan of North Star Astrology, and this is another general transits reading for those born with their sun, moon, and rising signs in Sagittarius. Now, the month starts out, Sagittarius, with the planet Uranus going retrograde in your 5th house of romance and creativity on August 3rd at 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Then Jupiter squares Pluto. Jupiter, in your ruling planet, in your 11th house, squares the planet Pluto in your 2nd house of money. So what that might mean for you is that you may want to hold back on too much spending or take more interest in a deeper sense of values. Though with the square, it might block that sense. So this is only why I'm bringing this up. But you may have challenges. However, on August 4th at 18 minutes 49 seconds. Then the full moon on August 7th in your 3rd house of communications occurs at 15 degrees 25 minutes Aquarius. And on that same day, we have a partial lunar eclipse, also in your 3rd house, for you anyway, because Aquarius rules your 3rd house of communications. And for this, you can possibly do something very humanitarian at this time. Even though it is a partial lunar eclipse, the full moon here magnifies it and makes it triply that much more important for you to communicate in much more humanitarian ways. Then Mercury goes retrograde on August 13th. Then the moon goes into the last quarter on August 15th in your 6th house of work, health, and nutrition, and service given in Taurus. The moon goes into its last quarter. So you can wrap up loose ends at work, or discover, taking care of your health, and or anything to do with the last quarter. But since this is a general reading, I wouldn't know exactly. And then the new moon happens in your 9th house of religion and philosophy and higher learning and long distance travels in Leo at 28 degrees 53 minutes on August 21st, along with your sister planet, along with your sister sign Leo. There's the sun, the moon, Mars, north node of the moon, all in Leo in your 9th house. And having this new moon here, you can start new ways of thinking along philosophical lines, or maybe even maybe even start a new religion for all I know, because Sagittarius is the sign of the philosopher. And just as well, on August 21st, we then have a total lunar eclipse, also in Leo. So now you really have a new reason to, also because with the full moon and along with the partial lunar eclipse, since it was magnified, now with a total lunar eclipse and a new moon together, this kind of helps you perhaps go within even more so, and maybe meditate, or if you're into visualizing, that too can help with any kinds of new, see, this is what can happen. The sun sheds light, even though the new moon helps you see in a new light. And then with the total lunar eclipse, it really, how should I say it? It's so deep, especially since it's all posited in your 9th house, and all of it can really not just magnify, but take things to a whole new level. And as far as your superconscious mind, because this is the house of the superconscious mind. The 3rd house is the house of the conscious mind. The 9th house is the house of the higher mind or superconscious mind. And the 12th house is the house of the subconscious mind, or things that are hidden. And so here you can really really see things in a whole new light. Then on August 22nd, the following day, the sun moves into Virgo, into your 10th house of career, and that happens at 22 hours 21 minutes. And then, since Saturn has been retrograde since April 6, 2017, but since it's been transiting your 1st house of the physical body and the self, you'll feel a great relief on August 25th, when it no longer keeps on being retrograde and instead goes direct, which is a nice physical relief. Perhaps you will be able to feel your body relax more. And in your case, that would be the hip and upper thigh area, and perhaps a walking program or some kind of jogging, if you're into jogging, would be beneficial to you. And any kind of exercise is very good for you at this time. And then Venus enters Leo into your 9th house on August 26th. Then Jupiter sextiles Saturn at this time on August 27th. So there's a harmonious flow from your ruling planet in your 11th house of groups, goals, wishes, hopes, and dreams, or hopes and desires, sextiling in a very harmonious energy angle to your 1st house of the physical body. Then the moon goes into its 1st quarter, into or along with your the planet Saturn, which has been in Sagittarius all this time, also in going into your 1st house. On August 29th, 6 degrees Sagittarius, 11 minutes. And what that helps you with is even making more of your emotions concrete. And finally, Mercury goes retrograde again, only this time entering your 9th house, entering Leo into your 9th house. So be careful of signing any important documents, or think things over a little more carefully on August 31st. And that, Sagittarius, just about wraps it up. But meanwhile, please feel free to like, share, and or subscribe to this video or others, and have a wonderful August.